This episode is sponsored by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro for free at RamseySolutions.com/invest. You're listening to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires, where we talk investing, retirement, building wealth, and outrageous generosity.
John is up next in Tampa, Florida. John, how can we help?
Yes, hey, thanks for taking my call. I have a question, kind of a nearing retirement question. I am 60. We're planning on retiring at 62. We've been pretty blessed. I've had a career in ministry and mental health, and so right now we're debt free, except we have a mortgage on our second vacation home. We have a $200,000 mortgage, and at this point, I've got enough funds to pay that off. But at that point, I would need to then stop all my retirement savings for the next 2 years and to build that back up. I have a first home that's worth about $550, and then the vacation home is worth about $700. My plan was when I retired to sell the one home and pay the mortgage off. But with interest rates as high as they are, I'm just trying to see what's the best financial decision, because I'm running into some obstacles about finding work after retirement, from my current position. But they basically want to figure out, what should I do about this $200,000? Do I delay it for a couple of years, or do I pay it off now and let's stop the retirement so I can build up the liquid savings again?
What's your income? Household?
Household income. I make about 140, and my wife makes about the same.
Wow. So you're bringing in 280.
Yes.
Okay. And how much do you have in a retirement?
I have a pension. She's going to have a pension, and then we probably have about 1.3 in just retirement funds.
Oh, you guys are doing great. Okay. If I'm in your shoes, this is a great problem to have. Here's what I'm doing. You said you want to retire at 62. That's 2 years from now. So why don't we throw $140,000 a year? That still gives you $140,000 to live off of, and we knock out this mortgage with future income without touching our retirement. And still, because right now you have a great opportunity to do some of the catch-up contributions for retirement. I don't want you to miss out on that. So while you have that earned income, I want to be funneling that into retirement and paying down the house.
Yeah, and the big thing was, liquid cash, because if we do 62, we have to look at, things like benefits until 65, and I think I need to have that liquid cash. But the only way if I paid the mortgage off now, I'd have to stop the retirement stuff and just save up all that money.
Where are you going to live? Where are you going to live after you retire?
We're going to live in the second home down in Tampa, so we're going to live there.
So there's your liquid cash. You do what George says. You sell your primary home right now, and there's your liquid.
Yeah, we need to be in our primary for another 2 years before we can move into that.
Okay, so as soon as you retire, we sell the primary and move to the rental?
Yes.
Because then you could invest all of that money, and you guys are going to be more than okay at that point. Okay.
So just kind of stay, don't use the liquid cash right now to pay that off.
How much do you have liquid?
Liquid, I have about $230.
So why can't you use the liquid cash and still fund retirement? You said you'd have to pause all retirement if you use that.
Well, just to build that back up, I guess.
But that's what I keep saying.
I would just pay it off today, man. You'd have $30,000 left over. You'd still have your amazing income to then funnel into retirement. So don't pause retirement.
And then a primary home to sell, and there's the liquid is what I'm getting at.
Gotcha.
How much are you going to make on the primary home 2 years from now?
I would say right now it's about $550. So depending on what the market does, but it's somewhere in that range.
So it could be $600 and it's paid for. So outside of fees, you'd walk away with a pretty penny on that.
So there's the liquid, John. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you do what George says, you pay off the vacation home where you're going to end up living.
Mm-hmm. I love paying this thing off today.
You still got $30,000, and you're not stopping retirement investment from your actual income. And then when we sell the house, we got a chunk of cash.
And by the way, that retirement, the vacation home, you're going to free up a payment there that you can now invest. So you got to think about that too.
You're in great shape, John.
But I'm paying this thing off today. Yeah. I know it hurts to see that money go because you guys have worked so hard to get that savings account up. But man, having no debt in the world, no payments in the world, if something happens, if you can't work the next 2 years, you're still going to be okay because you don't owe anyone anything.
Yeah.
So I love the idea of
totally.
you paying that thing off today. You will not regret it, my friend.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're in great shape, John. Really
Man,
good situation.
that's
How about
impressive.
that? Huh?
Vacation home paid for, primary home paid for, millions in dollars at the bank. It can happen, Ken.
Yeah.
And they have an amazing income. So let's not, forget about that fact.
Yeah.
Where they're making nice high six figures. But for the next 2 years, let's take advantage of that.
Yeah, I agree. I think what's going on there? I mean, he's got it all laid out, but it's like he couldn't see it. And I think I'm going to bring it back to, is it just liquidating? Not completely, but you take $230,000 and you take $200,000 out. That just feels scary to people.
Yeah. Well, and there's also this false illusion because he's got $200,000 on a mortgage.
Right.
So he owes the bank $200,000.
Correct.
But when you have $200,000, it's hard to let go of that and see that it's really a wash.
Yeah.
So, but I'm proud of him for seeing the light at the end of the tunnel here and going, dude, we could retire completely debt free and have so many options. They're gonna have 2 pensions, $1.3 million in the bank, plus the home primary sale.
Yeah.
I feel good about
And
this.
didn't he say it's down in Tampa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the worst place to be.
Tell you, the Camels and Colemans are coming. We're going to get Stacy in the car.
I don't think we got invited, but we're showing up.
Listen, we go out together, the four of us.
That's true. We'd have a
Let's
good time.
just go down and see John and his
Have a
wife.
good time on the golf
Just at
course.
least one dinner. I think that's fair. We gave him good advice. Get some fresh seafood.
advice was free.
That's the least he could do. Oh, we're so excited for you, John.
Thanks for tuning in to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires. To learn more about investing, visit RamseySolutions.com/investing or click the link in the show notes. Ramsey Solutions is a paid non-client promoter of participating pros. Learn more at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.